I'm Nathan.
And I'm Jerry. We are farming our backyard.
We live on her family farm in northwest Ohio.
We'd love for you to join us on our adventure as we nurture chickens, plants, and registered Angus cattle all outside our back door.
We're learning to nurture food sources in a way that is sustainable and regenerative. This morning it's a little bit chilly, but we're going to try to move the laying hens before it rains tomorrow, so I don't have to move them in the rain tomorrow. So it's a day early, but they have definitely tore this section up pretty good. There were round bales sitting on this section before, and the grass didn't grow back as well here as it did other places, so they didn't need to do as much work. So get them out of here. And I don't know how well you could see it, but there's the cat that thinks it's a chicken, or the chicken that thinks it's a cat, or something here. Every morning when I come out to water it, it's like it's never seen water, even though there's water like right there, less than 300 feet from the house, and all the other cats go out there to drink. By the way, you can't see them, I'm sure, on here. The cows are right out there this morning. Not sure that I ever talked about it, but this is a Premier1 poultry net fence. This is the regular fence at 160, I think it's 167 feet long. I actually like the plus fence much better in the 100-foot length, because it's light enough that I can carry it by myself. This one I can, but it really takes some doing, and you almost have to use the fiber tough post as supports between some of the raises and lowers in the ground here, because we have contoured ground that we run the chickens on, and even in the yard it's contoured too much for the regular poultry net fence. So the poultry net plus just makes it just about perfect. Well, it's doing pretty good right up till here. And now I got both tires sitting on a rut. This is where I wanted to end up. So I have to do a little bit of work to get it where I want. Alright, now I'm going to take a bit of a breather here before I pick the fence up, because that coop's not as light as I wish it was, but it's a lot better now. I changed last fall. I changed the way this coop is fastened, and I moved it all forward and centered it up over the wheels, and it makes it much easier to move than it was. It used to be all the two of us could do to move it, and now most days, as long as it's on relatively flat ground, which this one was, I can do the move. So this is what I ended up with. My helper, you can probably see her leaving now, came out and helped me move the fence. Like I said, this fence is really, it's hard to move by myself. And this is how I use, one of the two ways I use these tough posts. I use them to put tension in the top of the fence because it takes a little bit more in the top of the fence than the bottom. And I also use them like this. Walk back over and turn my electric fence back on. I turned the whole thing off because we're working so close to it on this perimeter. When we're further away, I probably won't shut it down, but we have the potential to touch it. We're working so close to it on this outside edge here. These are pretty nice little these Premier1 jumper wires with the clips are pretty nice. I wouldn't have thought that I would have really enjoyed having them, but I really do. We only bought one because we never used anything like it, but it works really well, especially when we're really close. Although even when we're not close and I run another wire over, we still use the jumper to connect the chicken net to either some poly or a solid line, usually a solid line. We lose too much voltage drop in the resistance on the poly to power that poly fence on the end of it. I'll take you into the garage and show you what came in the mail yesterday. Never talked about it in the videos before, but one of the reasons for the early morning moves like this, and the reason I only work on our farm here in the evenings and mornings, is because I sleep all day, because I work a third shift. But thankfully I only have to work about one weekend a month, so I get to switch back on the weekends and live a more normal life on the weekends. And I get a lot done on the weekends I'm off, so it makes up for not getting stuff done most of the time. And it lets me see beautiful sunrises like this, and also really nice sunsets, which I really enjoy later in the year when days get long enough that I get to see both of them. So this came in the mail yesterday. This is 6 more fiber tough posts. One of these 100-foot poultry nets. This is the Poultry Net Plus. It has double stakes, which I could do without, but it's 12 by 48 and 3 inches apart. And then I got 2 more jumper clips and 100 foot of double insulated cable.